Greetings everyone, and praise be Jesus Christ now and forever. I'd like to talk to you today about what we call the Holy Triduum, the most sacred time of the year for us as Christians. Because there we're celebrating over 3 days what we celebrate each and every Sunday when we gather for the holy sacrifice of the Mass. So we start on Holy Thursday, and on Holy Thursday evening we have the special Mass where we remember the Last Supper. And in this particular Mass, we celebrate really 3 things: the priesthood, the Eucharist, and service. Because it was in the upper room that Jesus instituted both the priesthood and the Eucharist. But these were given to us for service, that we need to allow Jesus to minister to us so that we can go and serve one another. So on Holy Thursday, we have that very special Mass, and it ends in a very interesting way. We don't have a final blessing like we do most of the time. The Eucharist is taken into a special chapel where it is kept, and people stay with Jesus until midnight, remembering what Jesus said to his apostles. Could you not stay awake 1 hour with me? So we spend some time in vigil prayer with Jesus, staying awake, asking for his grace so that we will not be brought to the time of trial. From Holy Thursday until Easter or Holy Saturday, there are no Masses celebrated. On Good Friday, we have a service. It's not a Mass, because there are certain things that need to be present for it to be a Mass, which we don't have on Good Friday. But on Good Friday, we remember how Jesus offered his life on the cross for our salvation. And so we gather in order to acknowledge that, to celebrate it, and to thank God that Jesus has come to set us free by paying such a great price for our salvation. So we do that on Good Friday. And then on Holy Saturday, late in the evening, we usually have to wait until the sun has gone down, but we have the greatest of all the Masses that we have in any part of the year, where we are celebrating the resurrection of Jesus from the dead. When we celebrate the Easter Vigil, we do it on the Saturday night. And part of that is due to the way that the Jewish people understood their days, that when the sun went down, the next day really started. They didn't wait until midnight. For us, we wait until midnight. Midnight is the start of the next day. But we recognize for the Jewish people that when the sun went down, that was the beginning of the next day. And we know that Jesus rose very early, because the women who went to anoint Jesus in the grave, because they couldn't do it on Friday, they didn't have time. So they wanted to go as early as they could, but Jesus had already risen. So we acknowledge, as soon as that next day starts, as soon as the Sunday starts, we acknowledge the resurrection of Jesus from the dead. It's the longest of all the Masses through the year. It could take as much as 3 hours, where we have very special parts of the Mass that we don't do just every Sunday. We have a service of the light, and we have a much longer service of the Word. And then if there are people who are being brought into the church, which this year there are quite a number who are going to be baptized, both school-age children as well as adults who are going to be baptized, or they're going to, those who have already been baptized, be received into the church. So again, another very special part. And then we end with the Eucharist, like we do every Sunday when we celebrate the Mass. We end with the Eucharist. So it's a very, very long service, but it's a very beautiful service, and it's the highlight for me of my year every year. I remember the very first Easter Vigil I ever went to. I was so blown away by it, because it was such a beautiful service that I wanted to come back, and I obviously haven't missed one ever since. So we want to realize that this time, those 3 days, which we call the Triduum, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, these are 3 days where we celebrate in a very solemn way what we celebrate each and every Sunday. The fact that Jesus instituted the Eucharist, that he suffered and died for us, and that he rose from the dead for our salvation. God bless you.